Hey, everybody, it is Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell coming to you with another Okla Proud interview. Hope everybody is safe and sound as we begin to slowly reopen our state. And again, certainly we're hoping that we continue to practice social distancing so that we don't have a relapse, we don't have big bounce in numbers. And to do that, we have to continue certainly to be practicing social distancing. While we're doing this, I'm going to continue to bring you good interviews with just really unique, great Oklahomans around the state of Oklahoma to talk to you a little bit about how they've been innovative through this process and how they've survived and how they've thrived. And as your Secretary of Tourism, I thought it might be really interesting to bring an individual on, someone that works in one of our great state parks. I firmly believe we have a top 10 park system. We're renovating a lot of our parks right now to make them even better. And today I have Scott Fraley with Great Plains State Park, not to be confused with the Salt Plains, but I'm sure Scott will probably mention that. But Great Plains State Park does an awesome job. It's one of our more popular state parks right now. Scott, thanks for being here with us.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your background when you started at the park, and tell us a little bit about Great Plains State Park.
You bet. I've been with the tourism for 5 years now, park manager at Great Plains State Park, and I've been with the state of Oklahoma for 25 years altogether. And we have a really unique park at Great Plains. We have 58 RV sites. We also have 34 tent sites. We're between Lawton and Altus. They're on 183, and County Road 1570 is our entrance. We're right there, nested right there in the foothills there of the Wichita Mountains, which start at Lawton Fort Sill. They run all the way to Granite. And matter of fact, it's the longest running mountain range in the United States that runs east and west. And so
I had no idea.
Yes.
That's
We
an
really have
statement for sure.
Yes, sir. And so anyway, but yes, great things are happening out at Great Plains State Park. And I really appreciate Governor Stitt considering Oklahoma State Parks essential. Even slow down of the economy, we've been extremely busy with reservations during this unprecedented time. We recently have completed a customer service training, and we're offering top-notch service to our customers. With the closure of the Texas State Parks, we've been sold out nearly every weekend. Our park revenue for the month of April has really, I should say, probably tripled. We're following the CDC guidelines and maintaining social distancing with the 6-foot rule and no more than 10 in a group. And our guests have done a great job in helping us meet these guidelines that help keep us open. Oklahoma City Park staff has done an excellent job in distributing PPEs and other supplies to keep our staff and visitors healthy. Oklahoma State Parks are providing an important opportunity for people to get out into the fresh air and has played a role in improving physical and mental health during this situation. We have several families that are coming out and they're homeschooling while enjoying the outdoors. Visitors are able to stay active with our 11.5 miles of hiking, along with our recently new Healthy Heart Trail. We have camping and fishing, boating, kayaking, and swimming. And so it has really been great for us to offer that opportunity for not only the state of Oklahoma, but other people that are passing through from other states.
Yeah. You mentioned the Wichita Mountains, and I'm asked all the time, hey, if there's one place in the state where I could go hiking, where would it be? And I do often mention the Wichitas just because they are so unique. It's an amazing mountain range. And your location between Altus and Lawton sure is a very strategic spot. And again, you still have that mountain range. And it sounds like you can do pretty much anything at your state park. I mean, everything from fishing to swimming to RVs.
Yes, sir. And our hiking trails, with that 11.5 miles of hiking trail, people come out and really enjoy just the day of getting out.
Yeah. So COVID happens, middle of March, all of our state parks are really gearing up for, as what we thought was, spring break. I mean, that's our time to shine, inside our state park system. And really that's the launching pad into our summer months. So what were some of the first things that you did? I know you were taking certainly some directive from our Department of Tourism, but you mentioned social distancing, you mentioned PPE and just cleaning, so that people felt safe coming to your state park. What were a couple of the things that you did early on?
Yes, sir. We have banners up to remind people about no more than 10 in a group. We have those posted throughout our park and all of the Oklahoma state parks. We also, encourage the 6-foot rule, and we keep our restrooms cleaned more frequently than normal. We're sanitizing door handles. We're also, keeping our showers and everything extra clean. And we even have, last time the restroom was even serviced, posted on those doors, so our visitors will feel safe to know when those were clean last.
That's good. Well, and I know some of the innovation inside our Department of Tourism when it comes to, really trying to get out of the cash business and do online sales.
Yes.
And just taking credit cards at our state parks. I mean, some of the things that really were shocking to me that we really weren't doing, kind of still putting money in boxes nailed to trees at tent sites and things like that. Those are certainly potential health hazards that we want to get out of the business of. And again, you mentioned doubling and tripling sales while at the same time still protecting folks that are coming to your state park. Are you seeing that as well? More people coming to Great Plains State Park and thanking you for like an easier online registration system?
Yes, our customers are so excited about this online reservation system. And we've been online for about the last 3 years of all of our RV sites. And then recently, last year, we were able to add our tent sites on. And so we have that opportunity out there for people that's coming from Amarillo or Fort Worth or in all through Oklahoma to make that online reservation, and that guarantees them to have a site when they arrive to our park. So we have had a lot of positive reviews, and a lot of people are thanking us for that new online reservation system.
Yeah, it's a good point, right? Because someone from Amarillo or anywhere in Texas, they may not want to risk it, get in their car, drive to Great Plains if they weren't guaranteed a tent spot. And before we had this online registration system, that was difficult, right? I mean, you weren't guaranteed a spot.
That's right. And we would have to put our big banner out there that all sites were full. And we've had people that would drive even as far as the Edmond, Oklahoma City area, and they would call and they would say, "Hey, do you have a site?" And I said, "I got 3 left." And they would take that chance and, may end up having to go to another state park nearby or even a local city lake or even to camp. So this guarantees that they know where they're going to be setting up at. And so they're all happy campers with this new program.
Yeah, I want Oklahomans certainly to enjoy our state parks, but it really is getting money from outside the state, bringing it into the state and leaving it here is really what we're going after as well. Again, we want Oklahomans to be able to enjoy it, no doubt about it. But when I get somebody coming in from Texas spending money and then going home, those are some of the best dollars we can get.
Absolutely. That's 7-fold coming in to our local little towns and restaurants. That is a plus for them. And they are so glad that we are where we're at. So it has worked out really well for the community for having, people coming in from out of state and shopping local and purchasing gas.
Yeah, and I know the surrounding towns, Altus, Lawton, they see the economic benefit of having a state park because people are coming in, as you said, buying gas, restaurants, things like that. Now, again, with restaurants, a lot of them being shut down, but the park's still open, what was some of the feedback that you got? Were there just more people again eating, camping on sites? How did that, how were people really kind of innovating themselves when it came to that that area?
Sure, a lot of people are bringing, in food, and I mean, our firewood sales had skyrocketed of people cooking out on the grills and fire pits, and charcoal sales have been way up, and so a lot of people are, staying within their own group. We do have a couple of locals in the area that do have walk-up service where you can call in your order of pizza or hamburgers, and if mom needs a break or something like that. So, but anyway, yeah, you just go through there at night and you see all the people outside, and and staying within their group and enjoying the outdoors. It's just a wonderful sight to see.
You mentioned families doing homeschooling at the state park, kind of getting outdoors and more outdoor learning. That's really interesting that's taking place. But really, I know it, and I know our park managers talk about the health benefits of getting outdoors, particularly right now, as stressed as all families are, and people that, everyone is affected, whether you have the virus or not. But the mental health benefits of just getting outdoors and breathing a little bit. I know that's one of the big reasons our state parks have become so popular. I hope that continues, by the way.
Yes.
But are you, do you communicate that? I mean, certainly that's probably something that you guys are selling.
Yes, you bet. Even looking at our Facebook feed, and locals within 1 hour from the park are just driving out, and they're posting that they're just driving through and through the park and looking at the Tom Steed Reservoir and just checking everything out, and they indicate they don't get out of their vehicle or anything, but they really enjoy just driving out and looking at the beautiful view of the Wichita Mountains. And with the Tom Steed Reservoir, so many boats have been out and people fishing, and so that's just given them an opportunity to get out, to know that there is still life going on out there, even what's going on. And so I think it's a great time for everyone just to get out, look at everything.
Do you get folks saying, "Hey, first time I've ever been out here, didn't know it even existed, but I assure you I'm going to be coming back"? I'm hoping you're getting some of that feedback too.
Oh, absolutely. We have people from Texas that they said this is the nicest, the cleanest park we've ever been. Your restrooms are just so nice and so clean, and they smell great, and the outdoors and everything, the grass and everything is trimmed, and everything looks so nice that we are going to start coming up here. And so they have been really
that's
positive.
what I like to hear.
Yes, and they have been so positive. And a lot of people just a couple of years ago, I was on Discover Oklahoma, and I had received calls even from Altus, which is only about 25 minutes from Great Plains State Park. And they watched the episode of Discover Oklahoma, and they called and they said, "We've been here 18 years and we didn't even know that lake and that park existed." And so, just getting the word out, and I believe a word of mouth of going on. And I've been there 5 years, and every year our revenue has exceeded from the previous year. So I know we're doing something right to get people to keep coming back.
Well, you absolutely are. And I think, some of that feedback that you've gotten from Texans, that's the Oklahoma standard in a lot of ways. Just neighbors helping neighbors through this crisis, but also just our friendliness and how open and inviting we are. And to hear people from, down in Texas say, "Hey, we don't have state parks like this, top line. We take care of our neighbors, take care of ourselves, and we take care of nature here in the great outdoors." And certainly inside of our state park system, we know we need to fix things, no doubt about it. Some of them need TLC, some of them need whole new cabins, structures, and we're going to do those things. But I think you're demonstrating the Oklahoma standard too, and that branding is very important. When people outside the state come into the state to go camping, for us to show them a little bit of that Oklahoma standard, I think goes a really long way.
Absolutely. And we have positive feedback, and, you know, we're between 4 and 5 star of all the feedback. And so, you know, people love Oklahoma state parks. A lot of them have told me about other state parks that in other areas that, you know, they're not maintained or kept or clean, and or even anyone even really greeting them. And so, you know, there's not a person that comes into our park that's not greeted by one of our staff and just welcome them to Oklahoma, or, you know, just have a little short chat with them and let them know that how much we appreciate them being there.
Yeah, yeah. Scott, any final words, website where people can go to find you?
Absolutely. You can book any of the 32 state parks at rv.oktravel.com, and you can go in and you can reserve same day reservation now. Our old system, you had to book like 5 days prior to your arrival, but now you can book the same day. If you want to come out and enjoy camping or tent camping or anything at any of the state parks, you can book that online the same day and come on out and enjoy. Right now, we only have about 6 states that are considered to be quarantined 14 days prior to coming into an Oklahoma state park. And we've had several of those states, which is the ones on the list are New York, state of Washington, California, New Jersey, Louisiana, and Connecticut.
Wow.
And we've had those guests come to the park. And so when we see those pop up, we're asking for some documentation that they have been out of their state for at least the last 14 days. And they have provided that information for us. So they've been able to stay with us as well, even though they're coming from some hot spots, but some of them have been away from home for, you know, up to 5 months even, just because they love just to get out traveling. And so we have a lot of visitors from everywhere. Even last month, I had some visitors from Australia. I've had some from Germany that came over like in January, and they rented an RV and they just been traveling, and they kind of got kicked out of the state of Texas because they closed their parks, and so they came out and stayed with us for a week. We're getting ready to head to other areas that are still open, but they were still here because they were not able to fly back home yet. And so we were able to accommodate people that didn't have a place to stay. And so, you know, that really, you know, feels great that you can help others.
Man, that's a great story, Scott. Really good story. Well, I can't thank you enough for the professionalism and really, again, the Oklahoma standard that you're showing at your state park. Again, I firmly believe our park system, because we're so diverse, you can go from Great Plains State Park to Great Salt Plains to Greenleaf there in Northeast Oklahoma in a few hours, and you're in different ecosystems. And it's pretty remarkable. There's really not another state that can really match it. So thank you for what you do. Appreciate you kind of letting Oklahomans know about how great our state parks are. And again, really just showing that Oklahoma standard to really states all across the country that are coming to Oklahoma to see our great outdoors.
Well, thank you for this opportunity, Lieutenant Governor, and hopefully people will just keep on booking and coming out and staying with us. So thanks again for having me.
Thank you so much, Scott.
You bet.